And others, like fishing, that involve sitting on the side of a bank and doing not very much with the mind. So there's lots of different things, and we've put lots of other things in here. There's physical things, there's spiritual things like yoga, meditation, religion, and there's gardening. There's a real variety here, but there is a common trait amongst all these things, and the things that really give us satisfaction in life. And in the main, that is that it allows us to reach a state of pure, single-minded focus, which is sometimes referred to as flow. We can lose ourselves in these activities. Time disappears, and we forget all those other things that are going on in our life, and we just focus on that thing that we're doing in that moment. And as the psychologist who coined the term flow describes it, the happiest people spend much time in a state of flow. The state in which people are so involved in an activity that nothing else seems to matter. The experience itself is so enjoyable that people will do it even at great cost for the sheer sake of doing it. And probably things that you might recognise in there, things that have been really hard that you've done entirely on your own volition because there's some satisfaction in doing it. And these experiences are really important in giving us that sense of worth, value, and satisfaction. And these are some of the traits that those activities that allow us to reach this state of flow involve. There's a chance of completing something. We're not doing something that we've got no chance of ever achieving. But at the same time, it's not easy. You're not doing a 5-year-old's jigsaw. You don't get that state of flow and satisfaction from that. There's a balance between something being tough but somehow achievable in the short term and the long term. It's something that you can really focus on and get deeply involved in. There are clear goals and immediate feedback, so you know how you're doing. You've got control over your actions, and you can stop and start, and you commit at any time, and you can lose a sense of time while you're doing them. One of my favourite examples of how this is real great from everyday life is footballer Paul Gascoigne, who has talked quite a lot about his issues with mental health and the problems he's had in his life are well documented. But he's often said those 90 minutes when he's on the football pitch, all of that goes away, and he starts his freedom in this. He loses himself in the game because the game is all that matters, and there's no room in his mind for all of those other demons that occupy him for the rest of the time. And that's exactly what this flow state is. And that's a fairly sort of fundamental example of it, but any activity where we can just lose ourselves in it has its own reward from this experience of being in flow. It's something that's really important to us in feeling that self-growth, self-worth, and value. So, if they're the key ingredients to give us that feeling of satisfaction, how does that compare to our working life? How well does our working life give us a sense of engagement, a sense of purpose, and a sense of control over what we're doing? The first statistic is from a Gallup survey. It says in the UK, just 17% of us feel engaged at work. That's shockingly low, clearly, and it's lower in the UK than lots of other countries. There's a stat for the US is 34%. New Zealand, Australia, other countries that I think are similar to us are a lot higher than us, although none of them are that great. Second stat is that for the average full-time employee, 7.5-hour working day, we spend just under 3 hours being productive. So that's the equivalent of if we walk into work on Monday, 5 to 5 on Tuesday, we're down tools, we do nothing for the rest of the week. That's a reality of the average working week for most of us. So when we compare back to that need to be productive and making progress and feeling that we're doing something worthwhile, if we're only doing less than 3 hours a day, we're not getting that on a regular basis. And the results are, statistics like these, are 127 million hours lost in the UK last year to mental health related absence. And the OECD estimates that almost 5% of our GDP is lost through absence due to mental health, through our inability to cope with mental health in the workplace. So if that's a reality, why? What is it about work compared to those hobbies and the things we enjoy that leaves us disengaged, unproductive, and stressed? And there's no one answer to that, clearly. Everyone's working experience is different, everyone's workplace is different. But there are three themes we just want to cover briefly that we think are quite common across workplaces and the things that we can addrse more importantly. The first is the idea of continuous partial attention. So if you think of most offices, most workplaces today, there's a lot of distraction. There's email notifications, our phone will ping constantly. We're working on offices a lot of the time, so there's conversations, there's meetings. We're constantly distracted from the thing we're trying to get done. And a lot of us juggle a lot of tasks at the same time. We're expected to achieve different things simultaneously. And that means we don't lose ourselves in a task as that flow state requires. And research shows that the better we get at juggling different priorities and flipping from one thing to another, and the better we get at multitasking, the worse we get at being able to focus on a single thing. We just become less capable of doing it. And if we can't focus as well on a single thing, then we don't get into that state of deep involvement with something where it becomes our prime focus and we feel we're making progress. The second issue is blurred lines. So more and more of us work in the information economy. We don't make physical things. We don't start the day building something and finish the day having built it. We are continually improving, changing things. There'll be version 1, version 2, there might be a refined brief, there might be something that needs to change. There's an ongoing dialogue about work that never quite finishes. So we don't have that start and finish and that idea, that instant feedback that, yeah, I've done that now, I can be proud of it. There's often a blur. And there's also a blur in when and how, where we work. So it used to be that we log off at 5 o'clock, 5:30, we go home and we pick up in the morning. Since we all got the capability of having email on our phones, we work an average of 2 hours more a day, which means we never really turn off. We're always sort of available and always continuing. So there's not a clear stop and start for work. So we don't have that work time and downtime that allows us to zone in and out of what we're doing. A lot of us probably recognise this earlier. A lot of us have probably felt that guilt of not joining in a conversation with a friend or a relative because we're checking something on our phone. Our phones are everywhere now, and work is always on our phones. There's a couple of stats which I'm looking into, which I genuinely find shocking. I hope everyone else finds shocking as well. 10% of Brits admit to checking work emails on their honeymoon. And the average British woman spends 12 hours more on her phone in a week than with her partner. 12 hours, that's like half a day more a week on the phones with her partner. So phones are everywhere, and they're not going away, but they have that insidious grip on our attention and works on our phones, so we're always reachable. And the final element of this, having email always there and having work always there might not be as big an issue if it wasn't for this culture of immediate response. Most of us feel that if we get an email, we have to give it our attention straight away. We have to reply straight away, otherwise it will be a poor reflection on us, and we're expected to always instantly reply. And that's much different to any other form of communication. If you get a letter through the post, if you miss a phone call, you're okay, you can ring back later. But email just grabs our attention. Whatever we're doing, we flick our attention to email. And again, so looking at the research on this, every time we take our attention from one thing to another, so stopping the document you're writing, checking email, even if that's not bad news, even if you're just seeing what's in your inbox, that act of flicking your attention from one thing to another releases cortisol, which is the hormone that causes stress. So every time you go from one thing to another, there's a little bit of stress builds up. So if you're doing that, somebody gets 100 emails a day, flicking from one to the other, it might not feel a lot, but it's gradually building up as well, of cortisol and stress. So this immediate response, this continued distraction, is a really unhealthy thing for start achieving that focus and state of flow, but also just for our stress levels as well. So those three things together are, I think, things that we can probably all relate to an extent, that get in the way of us just cracking on with the thing we're doing at work. I think probably a lot of people will have the experience of coming in with an idea of what you're going to do today, check your emails, and then you sort of become a slave to your inbox quite often. That something pops in, so can we do that now? And then that thing that you wanted to do at the beginning of the day is pushed further and further down, and you never quite get to it. And we're not under the illusion, we're not being naive here and saying, oh, all of that can just stop. Ignore everything else you do, and just do one thing, focus on it, do it well, go home. Clearly, we all have meetings to go to, we all have emails, we all have distractions, but that's not to say there's nothing we can do to improve the experience of work and make it more like those those enjoyable hobbies where we get to feel a sense of achievement, progress and focus. So, I'm just going to finish on 3 things that I think we can all do to try and relieve a little bit of that stressful experience of work and get more satisfaction and fulfillment. The first is to start the day with this clear sense of purpose. What's the most meaningful thing that I can achieve today? I think when you think about work in that way, even if your day is doing my admin or checking out invoices, if you can frame it within what's the point of this, what's the bigger objective, what contribution am I making to the organisation, what good is coming of this, then it becomes easier to think of work, and your contribution at work, as being part of a bigger thing that you're making progress against at the time, that the real point to, and that you can take satisfaction in more than just flitting between things and then sort of firefighting as the day goes on. The second is creating that opportunity to do deep work, creating that opportunity to get lost in the thing you're doing, do it really, really well, and then move on to the next thing. And there's an example of this here. I think this is the best way I've certainly found doing this, is just blocking out time in your diary. I think for a lot of people, your diary is the meetings that you're committed to going to. But if you've got something to do that you think will take 2 hours to do really well, physically blocking out 2 hours of your morning shows other people that you're not available, and it reminds you that this is what I'm doing at this time. If you can get away from those other distractions and just spend 2 hours lost in a single task, the satisfaction of doing it, of having done it 2 hours later, and being so enthralled in it that you're in that flow state of making progress, doing great work, feeling that you've really committed to something and you're doing a really good job of it, is possible when you reserve that time for it. Otherwise, there's always something else to put it off, and that 2 hour job probably takes a week to do because of other things interfering. And the final is just trying to be the master of your email. This is something that I used to struggle with a lot. Previous to this role, I worked at a busy media agency. On a typical day, I'd get between 70 and 100 emails. Just replying to those all day often took up at least a third of my day and took out time for anything else. So I tried sending them out of office like this, just saying, I'm going to be checking my email 4 times a day. The rest of the time, give me a call if it's important. And I quickly found that those 70 to 100 emails I got each day, on a bad day, became 4 or 5 phone calls. On most days, no phone calls. And that sort of reassured me and gave me the permission in my own mind to, I can leave all that, because if it's urgent, I'll call, and if they don't, so it can't be. And I can just get on with that thing that's actually valuable and worthwhile and fulfilling and makes me feel that I'm making a contribution. And leave all of that stuff until lunchtime. And I'll check my emails at lunchtime and see what really needs to be attended to. And again, I thought I'd get a lot of hassle from this. I thought clients would object to it and I'd be told that you can't do that. Actually, people realise that I was contactable if I needed to be. I wasn't shirking work, but I was just focusing on the thing that was important and that was going to make me feel and make me realise that I'd done something worthwhile. And I think when we can do that, we can make that space to do the thing that's valuable and worthwhile at work. It's better for us because we get more satisfaction from it. And it's better for our employees as well because we're doing valuable, good work and not just attending to emails, going to meetings without really feeling we're making much progress. So that's it. As I said, not less fundamental than some of the other things we've heard, but hopefully some practical things that we can do just to make work more fulfilling, a bit less stressful, a bit more like there's a point to it. And again, given how we spend so much of our working time there, just a bit more enjoyable to do it.